Hey guys, it's Tara from Earn Spend Live. Today I'm here with Rich, our CEO, to talk about some touchy subjects, mostly related to women in the workplace. So I really want to talk to you about the women in your life, because you talk about your mom and your wife a lot. So
I do, yeah. So I've been surrounded by, for whatever reason, strong women in my life. And I actually think the reason is related to the two most influential women in my life, which is my mom. My mom is actually an 82-year-old, hardworking, smart, direct, no complaining kind of person. And in our house growing up, my dad was more the guy everybody loved. He was the guy they wanted to hang around with and have fun with. She was the disciplinarian and the driver, and she kept the whole family basically moving in a direction forward. And more so than my dad, her influence, I think, really formed a foundation for me that made me blind to some degree to the whole female-male dynamic. It's funny, I don't really remember myself ever thinking in terms of that. I know the world does, but I do not. And so that was the start of my life. And then my wife and I have been married a long time, and we've known each other for almost 40 years, having known each other starting in high school. So that's a long time. It really is a really long time. And she is an incredibly strong woman. And, you know, I have 3 boys, and the reason why they're such great men is more because of my wife than me, because she's that driven, I want to, be in charge, there's nothing I can't do kind of person. And so if you think about these 2 women at the start of my life, if you will, and they're both still alive, so they continue to influence my life, I think that has formed me in a certain way. And it's the formation of it is really this blindness. I really don't much care if you're a woman or a man. I care if you're good and loyal and honest and hardworking and smart, but woman or man, I care not.
So, like at Inuvo, things are pretty much even, like for the same amount of men and women. Is that something that like you've consciously done, or did it just happen that way?
There's no conscious plan for that. In fact, I think there's more women than there are men, because I've looked at this. No conscious plan, and I think true to what I said earlier is it just happens the way it happens, because when you, as you well know, when people interview at Inuvo, they end up sitting on the couch and sitting with me. So I interview almost, in fact, there's very few people I haven't interviewed in the company, but, and it doesn't matter. And in fact, I tell them that when they're sitting on the couch. I say, look, it doesn't matter to me, just so you get it out of your head. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk about you, right? We're going to learn about you, and we're going to learn about whether or not you're a good fit for our company. But what you are matters not to me. And that applies universally, by the way, not just to the female-male aspect of it. And so there's no plan. We pick the best candidates, and if it's a woman, great. If it's a guy, great, right?
So to keep everything, like keep gender equality in mind to make sure, everything's even, do you have a specific plan or anything you've like implemented in, the company procedures just in how everything's run on a daily basis?
I do not, Tara, honestly, and I think that's why it is what it is. I don't think I can be true to what I just said if there's a plan. So like if I sat back at night looking at my stats and saying, oh, we better have 50% women and 50% men, that starts to guide my decision making, quite honestly. And it may make me make a bad decision. In our company, if it was 80% men and 20% women, or 80% women and 20% men, I would not care either way. So, if the question is if it were reversed and for some reason we didn't have enough women, would I change my philosophy on it? I'd say no, I would not, because I'm blind to it already. If it's 80-20 men, it's because they did better in the interviews and they had the better stuff. It turns out it's not like that with us. And I really think it's like 60-40 women, by the way, and I couldn't be happier. The truth is I really don't care, but for the reasons cited, right?
Yeah.